Hello and good day to everybody. Thank you for joining us here at Simon Says Stamp. I am Heidi, Simon's mama. We're here with Brian and Reed today. Such a show ready for you because there's two really big, awesome lightning in a bottle things that we get to do today. One is look at inspiration literally from many of my favorite things. We just had a Simon Says Stamp release last week. It's exclusive to Simon Says Stamp. And I got to name the release favorite things. And when you see the cool products that are in here, you'll know why. And also some of the art and designs, you'll know why. It fits me very much what I prefer when I'm crafting. The other thing that we're going to get to do, because you're watching this video, which we want to do something really special for you. We do have another class. We have another virtual event so you can create with us. Sherry Carroll is going to be teaching live in the Simon Says Stamp studio on Friday, April 11th. And just like last time, many of you, I guess I'd be curious to know, we have people joining us in the chat, and thank you for coming live today. I'd be curious to know if you're in the chat, were you part of our last virtual class? It was our Sending Love Valentine class with Nina Marie, and she taught me. We're going to be doing the same thing with Sherry Carroll, but Sherry's going to actually be live in our studio. So it'll be fun to play on that dynamic of the two of us live together. What's really special for you guys who are watching this video today is you were the first people, we have you and the people who, well, I'll tell you a secret. Stephanie just sent out an email a few minutes ago, and that email was to the people who participated in the last class. So the people who participated in the last class and you joining us today, and I think there might be some people who were part of both, are the first to find out about our Easter class, April 11th. And when I say Easter, there's some bunnies and cute pastels. I will show you that kit that goes with class today. The kit is $99.99, and that is a crazy exceptional value. It retails for about $200 if you were to buy all of the products in the kit. This kit is going to be what we use in class live on Friday, April 11th. Also, we're going to be using that same kit on Saturday, April 12th. We will be posting more videos on our YouTube channel using that kit. So we're going to extend, there's so many products here's why. There's so many beautiful products in this Easter kit. This is my favorite time of year for the products and the colors. So we're going to extend it a little bit further. $99.99 is an exceptional value. The other really fun thing about this kit is the products that are in it, the stamps, the dies, even the stencil are all brand new. They're not released yet at Simon Says Stamp. So in order to get those products, you'll need the kit. Class is free, absolutely free. Just like last time, we'll host the class live on April 11th at noon Eastern time on YouTube. And if you get a kit, you can craft along with us and be inspired. I really wanted something where you didn't have to go around your craft room and gather supplies. These are going to all be in front of you. The adhesive, the dies, we have some pre-cut cards. I will show you all of that at the end of this live. So Reed, are there very many people who are joining us in the chat who said that they were part of the last class? I'm curious before we move on if we have got... Okay. Okay.
Yeah, decent amount, and a few others are saying they're really excited to get into the next one because they just missed the last one. So.
Okay. That's why we're doing this preview ahead of time for you all, is because the last class the kit sold out in just a couple of hours. Now, I will be honest and say we made double the amount of kits this time, hoping that we have just as much interest, if not more, in this next virtual class. And I'm really excited that I get to craft. I mean, this is for me a crafter's dream come true, is that I get to make along with Sherry Carroll. And all of you can join us in that live or rewatch anytime. If you have the kit, your life is going to be so much easier. Now, again, I'm going to wait until the end of this live to show you the contents of that massive, beautiful kit. If you want to participate in that class, we do have a link. I don't know, has Beth been posting the link yet in the chat? If you haven't been yet, Beth, now is the time. You can post the class link in our, or not the class link, the kit link in the live. And hopefully by the time I'm finished today, there's still kits left.
Quick
I didn't
question.
even think about that.
Quick question about
Think
that.
about that, Reed. Yes.
Somebody asked, how do you sign up for the class?
Class is free. There's no sign up. So you get a kit and you have everything you need. The class is available to everybody, and it's going to be on our Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel live April 11th at noon Eastern, or you can rewatch it anytime after that. So you don't even need, it's a free class. So you can create with us, and if you have a kit or you don't have a kit, you can still join along, and the class is very fun. And Sherry is a super fun teacher too, so that's extra for all of us. Let's see, got my notes. Are there any other questions before we move on to some of the beautiful inspiration with favorite things release?
Yeah, one more question about the class. How long will it be?
So we estimate the class is going to be about 2 hours. Nina got it 2 hours on the mark, and Sherry and I are shooting for a 2-hour class. We may go over or a few minutes or under a few minutes, but our goal is that it be a 2-hour class. And even when you're watching live, you can pause it. So if we go too fast, you can't fast forward us live, but you can pause us. If you watch on rewatch, you can pause and fast forward. Any other questions before we focus on favorite things?
Nope, let's go ahead and show some
I'll
inspiration.
show everybody the kit at the end of this inspiration gallery. So we'll go to the inspiration now. Thank you, Reed. There's nothing on the screen, but I am soon going to be putting several of my favorite things. So we have a new listing that was part of this release with some of my favorite inks. And you can see we have Celery, Limelicious, Perfection, Ocean, Surf, and Seafoam. In true Simon Says Stamp style, they're coming to you already labeled. And positively saturated inks are some of my favorite things. Also, the reinkers. So we have reinkers for all of the colors now. And here are the blues. So these are really beautiful shades. And again, the positively saturated inks are some of my favorite things. Why? Because they blend beautifully. We have bright colors. We sell them in trio sets, or this happens to be sold as a 6 inks with all 6 refills. You know, we sell them any way you want to buy them, really, truly. We want to make sure that you've got what you need. Okay, some more of my favorite things. This cording. So we have iridescent and we have silver Simon Says Stamp cording. This retails for just $2.99. This is a great handy accessory. If you're thinking about bows, which are some of my favorite things, these are great for bows, for wrapping around your cards. I'm going to show you an extension of bows. One thing I'm going to do a little differently today, because we have so much beautiful inspiration, I'm actually going to talk less about the supply. Well, I'm going to, you'll see. I'm going to show the product and the cards a little faster. See, this is part of we are now making all of our new dies at Simon Says coming forward. We're transitioning all of our new dies to be D-tabbed, and this Pretty Bows set is one of our D-tabbed sets. So I love bows. I'm going to spend less time talking about the supplies that are used in each card, because I want you to be able to see everything we have to offer in this new release. This is by RP Shutterbug. Oh, I recognize this, Maggie Hawes. I love this. She put squares and rectangles and put bows. One thing that's special about these bows, and you can really tell it in Maggie's card here, is we actually created embossing lines on these bows. So these dies have the embossing lines on them, so they add a nice extra touch to your card. You can also see that embossing line really well. Nina Marie made this card. You can see it with her gold. You see that? There's a line across there, so it adds pretty dimension. I love this card, Nina. And another card by Emily Midget. Oh, these are using another product, Drifting Flowers. So see, this is a 3D embossing folder. Boy, I switched the channel on you guys really fast. I went from that pretty bow to the 3D embossing powder and folder. And this was Nina's card that also used the Drifting Flowers. All of these products are exclusive to Simon Says Stamp. These 3D embossing folders are really high quality. They provide a nice deep impression and also 3D. So you can see this actually looks like a flower popping out of the page, like an embossed flower. Another product from our Favorite Things release, I am a nut for houseplants. This is the Stromanth. These are dies. It's an outline with some sentiment. Now these are tabbed because we got these before we started transitioning everything to detabbed dies. This is Stromanth, and Callie Person made a beautiful card. And there's, Nina, you're in the chat, aren't you, Nina Marie? There is a stencil that goes along with it, also called Stromanth. I don't know if I have any other cards with that, but how this detail was created was literally by using multiple stencils, also called Stromanth from our Simon Says Stamp release. Also part of my favorite things, rigid bubble mailers. If you guys are mailing handmade cards, you know that rigid mailers are far better than a typical envelope. Now, if you don't have a multi-dimensional card, an envelope is probably going to work. See, these are A2 size, so this is a new set of envelopes as part of our Favorite Things release. I love craft, so we have set packs of craft envelopes part of this. Another fun accessory are these foams. So these foams, our white foam, is going to come to you in a 6-pack. And what's really special about these foams, now they die cut. Now if you're like I was a few years ago, you would think all foam would die cut. Well, that's not true. And ask me how I know, because I broke a machine. This is, if you use the wrong foam, you can break your die cutting machine. This foam is special. It's for die cutting. You can add adhesive. And what you do is you pop up your sentiments, your imagery. This is a good example. This card by Tracy Ware, she actually used fun foam to pop out that entire panel in the front. So instead of adding a ton of little sticky, or those little sticky tabs, you guys know what I'm talking about, the 3D foam adhesive tabs, instead of sticking a bunch of those on there, she just die cut a panel and put it behind the back of it. Those are really good for popping up a big section, or even making a shaker card. So these are a 6-pack. Sold here at Simon Says Stamp. These are white foam and great for die cutting. Also part of this Favorite Things release. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more about product. This is using the Parisian frame, stamp, and die. Complemented our last card kit very nicely. I see Tracy added a little bow on that card too. Also part is Kalish. She used this Parisian frame. I don't know if you're noticing the same trends I am, but these vintage florals, I'm definitely noticing, especially with our international customers, vintage florals popping up everywhere. I think it's also the time of year, you know, you think about Valentine's Day and spring and you think a lot of florals, but these more vintage, almost like English looking florals are all over. Okay. I want to touch on another product that we have at Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to open this package so we can see them a little bit better. These are our Simon Says Stamp sentiment strips. I think this might be our 10th year having sentiment strips. Yes.
Quick question about the foam is, does it have self-adhesive on it?
No, the foam does not have adhesive. You can put whatever adhesive you want, dry, wet, anything on the back of it. These are our sentiment strips, Simon Says Stamp sentiment strips. These are foilable. So if you have one of those laminating machines, that works great with our Simon Says Stamp. We have these printed right here in Columbus, Ohio. They come in, so this is essentially the same strips, but these are white printed black, and then these are black printed, so the white stands out. You can trim these up with scissors or a cutting board, but I want to talk a little bit about our sentiment strips. On to a Wavy Ways embossing folder. Oh, wait till you guys see the inspiration. Callie created this card with the magic of the Wavy Ways embossing folders. Isn't that neat? And then Susie Plantamura used that Wavy Ways for those hippos. Have you guys seen these hippos? I love, 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 love hippos. I'm going to cut forward to the hippos. Reed, I know we've got hippos here.
Oh yeah, big stack.
Oh, big stack of hippo cards. You guys. Oh, I love this hippo set. So we have a new illustrator that's now illustrating with Simon Says Stamp, and she is doing this Hip Hip Hooray. She did this Hip Hip Hooray Hippo set, which we love. Also coordinating dies. So many of you guys love using our coordinating dies with your stamps. So I'm gonna show some of the beautiful cards with the hippos. See the sentiment? Have a happy birthday. There's also Hip Hip Hooray, huge thanks, and tons of love. I mean, that's pretty appropriate for hippo, right? Huge and tons. Have a happy birthday. This one can be for any Hip Hip Hooray. I'm thinking even graduation. Hip Hip Hooray, I get to see you soon. Here's another happy birthday. And it has, this one you can tell has that other embossing folder that we just showed you. The Wavy Ways embossing folder. I appreciate that you guys are enjoying our embossing folders so much, because the embossing folders are tricky for us to carry at Simon Says Stamp. That's one of the products that has a really high order minimum. So if we want to carry a design, we've got to buy a lot of that design and able to have the manufacturing plant make those dies for us. They call that a minimum order quantity. I don't know if you guys have that in whatever field of work you're in, but the MOQ, minimum order quantity, on our on our embossing folders, our 3D embossing folders, is higher than most other. How am I going to get this clearer? There we go. This is a circle card, which you're starting to see in this release, and you'll see why when I get to that product. This card is by Kristen Sluhan, and I love that she made a shaker out of her hippos. A Clean and Simple, also by Kristen Sluhan. Thanks, Reed. You guys, Reed is on it. Still playing with the cameras. There we go. We have a whole new, you can tell we have a new background. Reed and Brian has been hard at work making sure that we can bring quality videos to all of you. And part of that is the lighting, the sound, the camera, the backgrounds. So it's really important to us that we give you what you want and make it a good experience for you. And I think that when you can see well, as a woman who's aging rapidly and needs all kinds of glasses, I appreciate being able to see very clearly. So we've been working to proactively modify our images on our website to make them clearer. If you notice the Tim Holtz fabric, he's got beautiful new fabric with palette collection. We just added some beautiful imagery to the website last night, so you can see up close images of that fabric. And if you look at any of these products on our website, you'll see we have alternate products, or alternate, we call them all images. So you can see this product on our website, Pristine Blooms, and then with this listing, you see examples of the product being used. So many of the cards I'm showing you today, you can find on our website. This is by Joe Saisabath. Oh, Joe, boy, you do colors and watercolor like nobody else. And I like how Emily Midget also got creative by making something that stands up on your table. It might be hard for you to see at this angle, but this actually stands. So you can put this on your bookcase or a table, on your desk, add a little happy floral to you. Thank you, Emily, for doing that. So as far as seeing this inspiration, if you use the hashtag on Instagram, is it SSS favorite things? Okay. Thank you, Susan, for handling that for us. If you look at the hashtag SSS favorite things, you can see a lot of the inspiration I'm showing you today. Another place to see inspiration is on our blog. The very top header of our blog, there's a gallery, and you click on it, and this is called Favorite Things. So you click in the Favorite Things gallery so you can get inspired by all the things that you can do with the products. This is a die. Thank you, Sherry Carroll, for coming up with this whole, I don't know, I guess you'd call it family. There's a petal pattern die. This is a stencil, a petal pattern layering stencil. And what it does is you can literally blend your ink and color in each petal of your stencil, as is done here by Karen from Glitter Me Silly. So see how she turned her stencil to create that? And another example, this one I think is by Sherry, yep. So Sherry created an example for you. We also have a YouTube video that Sherry made for you all, how to use this whole family of petal pattern products, because there's a die, there's a stencil, and I will show you in a minute, there's actually another product that's part of it too. And this I love. Callie Person created this. I mean, I love all these cards, but I feel like maybe I'm saying I love too much. Got a little bit of a holiday theme. And another complimentary product is the Petal Builder. This is a set of dies. See how it cuts the outline, and it also cuts the little moons inside. So that's how Callie created this card. She did not blend this with a stencil. She actually, those are die cut pieces of paper. That's the other thing you guys are loving is colored paper. And when you see all the beautiful dies that are available, I guess it makes sense that we all want different colors of paper to use. You know, Mary Reiner here used yellows. She used purples here. There's an interesting color combination by Betsy Green. I love Betsy Green as a graphic designer. I love the way she views things. It's a little outside the norm. And then also by Betsy Green, isn't this fantastic? Look at these colors. So this is one of the ways she used this Petal Builder set. Reed, what's up?
A quick question from the audience. Do you have a list of past releases on the blog? We have galleries, and they are in chronological order. So if you go to our galleries on our blog, that will show you different past releases using their inspiration.
So you guys that are chatting right now, Reed just answered a question. And I want to make sure, because we have all this new equipment, cameras, microphones, etc. Did you guys hear Reed's answer? The question was about how to find Simon's last releases. I think there's a few second delay on the on the chat, but I just want to make sure you guys can hear Reed okay, because it's super helpful when he answers questions, but I want to make sure you guys can hear him. I know my chat might be a little further behind than yours.
About 7 to 9 seconds usually.
Thank you, Reed. So apparently they can hear you. Thank you, so cute.
We got 2 mics now, so you should be able to hear me really well.
One of the reasons I'm pulling all these out is so you guys can see, these are the basic shape circle dies. They're all circles and they layer, layer, layer. Look, no more tabs to cut. These are coming to you already detabbed. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, good, they can hear you. Okay. So I don't remember. Does anybody know? I think Beth is linking in the chat. What are these retail for? Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
$22.99 is what they retail for.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 circles that all can be layered or used individually. And Reed, what did you say these retail for?
$22.99.
Woo-wee, that's a value. So not only have we detabbed the dies for you, we are getting more and more cost competitive with the pricing for these. So $22.99 for all of these basic shapes circles. And I showed you a card a few minutes ago. I'm going to pull that out. I was saying, remember, we're seeing some more circular cards, and our makers actually are making cards with the bigger circles, which I think is a fun idea. A little bit of a different shape for a card. Okay, push these aside. I don't want to drop those on the floor. Speaking of circles, we've got some more inspiration. These are with different sizes of the circle. So Maggie Haas created this card. See all the things you can do with circles? Mary Reiner. Mary Reiner also created a little circle card. RP Shutterfly cut some of our brand new glitter cardstock to create that. And Maggie created this card. See how you can get creative with creating backgrounds made out of circles? So speaking of favorite things and glitter, I love glitter paper. So of course, in the favorite things release, we needed to have glitter paper. This is our new bubble gum, kind of matches my shirt. This was part of our last month card kit, which is selling like hotcakes. Do we even have any of that card kit left? Do we have any of the March card kit left? A few. Okay. I don't think I'm going to show it individually to you guys today because we have very limited supply on the card kit, but that paper was in the kit. And then as part of our favorite things release, look at these beautiful, perfect for spring. Oops, I got 2 of that sheet. Beautiful glitter cardstock. You can die cut it. This was cut in the petals. You can use it on a background. You'll see some more inspiration coming up in a minute where we've got glitter cardstock.
Quick question about the glitter cardstock. Does the glitter fall off the cardstock?
No, you guys, I don't know what they're doing to make this glitter paper so much better than it used to be back in the olden days, like the 1900s. But no, this is called no shed. So the glitter paper is no shed. When you cut it, it doesn't get all over your fingers, so you can send a card to them in the mail and not worry about the other person having a mess when they, although sometimes you might want to do that on purpose. Have you guys seen those glitter bombs that you can mail people? You can go online and buy a little package and somebody opens it like for their birthday or something. They open it and it's all glitter. Total, ooh, that's a sneak peek. Oh, Meg Brooks, she's got a little sneak peek of something in there that you guys are gonna see later on in today's live. All these cards are using the new bundled swag embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. And then this one by Jessica Vasher also used that bundled swag. Again, I really appreciate that you guys like the embossing folders that we make so much, because we can only do it because you like them so much. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to meet the order minimums and carry them. So thank you for supporting our 3D embossing folders. This is the stamp set from our March card kit, which I guess is not quite sold out yet, but I'm telling you, it's been a hot kit. This set is available just as a stamp set. It's called Sweet Friend. And Nina Marie Trapani's mom illustrated this for us. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Yes, read.
Another question about the glitter cardstock. What is the weight of the glitter cardstock?
I don't know. If it's not in the listing on the website, is it on the listing?
Yeah, it's 105 pounds.
105 pound. Well, you know, that's a good note, because when you're creating things handmade or die cutting, you want something nice and sturdy. And the 105-pound glitter cardstock is sturdy. Traditionally, our Simon cardstocks are 100-pound, so nice, high quality. We do have some, as we've added more colors, that aren't all 100, but we have them as heavy as a weight as we think is practical. I like this little piece of art. Is this by Emily? Yep, this is by Emily Midget. So Emily, you're doing a great job posting things that people can make and keep and put on a shelf. More of my favorite things. Oh, Mister. Look at these beautiful sequins. They kind of remind me of cotton candy. This one is called Pale Green for obvious reasons, and this one is called Pastel Ice. Look at those. Oh. We're gonna go through a lot of these, I have a feeling. What is up, Reed?
There's a question about the circle die. What is the biggest circle die? What's it measure at? Good thing Nina just texted me. It is 5.5 inches wide in diameter. Thanks, Nina.
Dang, 5.5 inches, that's good. Decorated eggs. This comes, I'll show you. You probably can see the pastel mix sequins in there. So the decorated eggs actually come to you as one die. And what's nice about that is you can use it multiple ways. So you can line up and just die cut for the negative space. You don't have to worry about maneuvering one die 9 times. You're just putting 3 dies maneuvered. But it also cuts out individual eggs. So you can line up your individual eggs that are cut out any way you want. So I think that's a good illustration. And again, this is a decorated eggs die. So even though it represents 3 different cutouts, it actually cuts out those designs on your eggs. Makes your life so much easier. Everybody loves a decorated egg. Okay, and look at those are the shakers, again, from the pastel mix. You're gonna see that bunny, a little happy bunny coming up in a minute too. While we're talking about Easter, I've got some more pretty things. This is the Floral Butterfly Bouquets 3D embossing folder. Cindy from CRN Cards. Look at that little Liami. And Joe Sisavath. I'm in the mood for spring, and that is the technique I got to teach at Create. Thank you, Joe. And Susie Plantamura, look how she colored in her little face. Aww. Again, that's the floral butterfly bouquets. Thanks, Reed. Reed's getting me all organized with Easter stuff. You guys saw that little lammy? Here's the Peking lamb die. It's actually a series of dies because you can assemble, Heather Hoffman, you can assemble his parts. So see how he has the little bangs on his forehead and the little cutout ears? And I was gonna say and scarf, but she added the scarf from something else. I wanna show you how this is going to come to you. It's actually comes to you as 2 dies, but it cuts out 3 shapes. It cuts out the forehead bangs and it cuts out the head of the lammy. So you can make him dimensional like Heather did here. So this is our Peking lamb, and I've got some other pretty cards. Callie added the glitter cardstock. Thank you, Callie. Callie person there. And then a cute little lamb by Nina Marie. See how having that separate little detail, the die of the lamb. Can you guys see this very well? How adorable. And then, of course, the pretty bows cut with our new glitter cardstock pack. Okay, I think I'm making a little bit of a mess, Reed, but you can do anything.
You're good. Good problems to have.
Springtime Bunnies embossing folder. We also have dies available for this. I think it's the very first item on our website right now. Really popular. You guys are loving these happy bunnies. Four bunny shapes that match up to this embossing folder. So Cindy from CRN Cards, just use the embossing folder and coloring to create that card. She also used the Blessed, which you're going to see in a minute, but the background is just that embossing folder. Whereas Sherry used the embossing folder and the dies. She die cut little white buddies and layered them on top of where they go. Pretty neat. Oh, and she even added, I didn't see that before, Sherry even added little bunny tails. Love those colors. Okay, bundled bunny. Okay, I admit, we talk about my favorite things. Do you really want to know one of my not so favorite things? Come on, I'm not the only one that sees it, am I? His eyes. His eyes look creepy in here, but there is a way to fix it. And I am so glad that several of our makers understood how to make his eyes go from creepy to adorable. And Nina Marie did that excellent here. She added a little white gel pen to that eye. So the packaging makes him look creepy. Bundled Bunny, I'm sorry, Bundled Buddy. We should have done better for you on that packaging. Thank goodness we have makers like Nina and Barbara Terriau who added a little bit of white gel pen to make, and Callie person, they knew what to do. They know the drill. They're makers. They know what they're doing. And even here, Emily Midget, she made her bunny a different color. Now, what happened with Heather Hoffman is she stole the show with one of those action wobblers. So she put her little bunny on an action wobbler. Again, these dies are called Bundled Bunny. Comes with a little scarf. You can take it or leave it. Heather added her scarf there with glitter paper, and that scarf actually, excuse me, see the little details on that scarf? Those are on the die. The die actually created those details. So the die comes to you with the, should I show y'all? Sure. It's a Friday afternoon. We have time, right? Yeah, I think so. So that scarf is what I want to show you.
Kathleen Lewis asked if these were still in stock, and it looks that way at the moment.
Oh, good. And I'm sure we've got somebody in the chat linking to those too. Okay, so that was Bundled Bunny. And Bundled Bunny, you know what? If I had a white gel pen right now, I would actually add it to my packaging because he gives me, this is not how he should be represented. He should be represented with adorable eyes. Okay, I'll get over it. I'll move on. Huggable Bunny. You guys are probably seeing this Huggable Bunny everywhere. A lot of our makers decided to use him in their makes. He was the first product on our website to sell out. I don't know if he's on pre-order now or we were able to restock already. Some of these we were able to restock really quickly. Emily Midget.
Already restocked.
Oh, good. So Huggable Bunny was the very first, I mean, that's a fun fact. He was the first item from this release to sell out. And then look, see, Emily is rocking it. She's making non-traditional things out of these beautiful products. Also, let me see. Oh, this is our plate. This sold out too. I think this might be on pre-order. Reed, will you see? It's S1018.
It is restocked.
Oh, good. Jennifer McGuire and a lot of makers used this. It's a plate. So when you cut, yeah, I gotta take these out of the packaging. You guys have to actually see how innovative some of these products are. So even though it's one plate, it cuts out all of those shapes. You know, you can see that here. Mindy Egan, her card here. Barbara Terriau. All of them used this plate. Cindy from CRN Cards. Heather from Houses Built of Cards. And Nina Marie, of course. There we go. So this is another really popular. It's the plate. Springtime Celebration plate. Think spring. Radial dots can make any background spring or not. Versatile. Cindy added radial dots to that springtime plate I just showed you. She used the cutouts from her springtime plate. And then Joe Sisavath used the radial dots turned over to create the, you know what I mean, the bumps backwards. So the bumps can go out forward or the bumps can go out backwards. These are bumps backwards and these are bumps forward. Don't you love all these technical terms we've got? Excuse me, I just have an itchy throat. Okay, we're gonna move on to a different 3D embossing folder. Definitely my favorite. I love this. So it comes with a die. So you can emboss all of those little eggs and die cut them. What do I mean? This. So Susie Plantamura, she's got also that iridescent cording on there. See how these eggs have all been cut out? They're embossed and then cut out. Another really good example of that on this beautiful pastel card by Callie Person. Those eggs were embossed. She added some color on it. I don't know if she used a watercolor pencil or what she used, but she added some color. That's an embossing folder in the background too. And then here, Joe Sisavath just used the embossing folder and did not cut out the eggs. Instead, he ink blended on top to make those little images pop out. So pretty. More of that cording. I'm seeing that people snuck in that cording all over. And then this is another example of embossing and then coloring around it. Adding some dashed lines and a happy Easter. If you're looking for sentiments, we've got several really good ones. Blessed, which is not just for Easter, but can be used anytime. We've got Blessed here by Meg Brooks. We've got Anne Fine. She just used the words, not the shadow. And Maggie Haas, die cut with silver and then vellum on the background. That's a really popular. Are you guys doing that when you're making your cards? Are you die cutting with vellum and something different to put on top of the vellum? It's a nice technique. It's a really simple way that adds a delicate flair to your cards. Okay, Reed's getting up.
You used this in that last one. You want to move it?
Oh, okay. So this card has the word blessed in it. And this card has the word blessed in it, but do you want to know what all that beautiful imagery is in the background? It's these eggs. This is another new stamp set called Blessings at Easter. Oh, this was the first stamp set to sell out, actually. That's a fun fact. So I know you guys like this Blessings at Easter. It's got adorable bunnies, eggs, some flowers, very practical sentiments. Greetings, spring, hello, blessings, happy Easter. May hope and happiness fill your heart at any time, really. Of course, there's coordinating dies that go with them. Oh man. Sherry. I asked Sherry if we could keep this and decorate the office with it. So she actually cut out her little bunnies to create this vignette box. This is a Tim Holtz Ideology vignette box. And who sent us chocolate? That is Nina Marie. So she stamped and die cut the little bunny. Which bunny was that? That bunny? Yeah. So see if these stamps have negative space on them. So just when you stamp them, it's going to create negative space. So you can stamp in pink, and whatever color your cardstock is going to shine through. Barbara Terriau focused on the eggs. Ah, shaker with those pastel shakety shakes. Callie Person, she used the circle to create a shaker card. Mary Reiner, we got a lot of samples using this set. More from Mary Reiner. Oh, I love how Mary put the little bunny behind the frame. You guys need me to slow down at all? I feel like I'm making things blurry when I go fast. And the name of this is Blessings at Easter. This is an example that Jessica Vasher actually embossed with white embossing powder her eggs. Excuse me, Jessica embossed her bunny with a gold or a copper here. Can you guys tell that? Very cool. We got a lined up Enza, a slimline card, lined up her bunnies. I love the Samantha. Excuse me. I'm gonna get a sip of tea. So Samantha Primer, I like the background that she blended on these, and this too. This Emily, I don't know, Emily, what did you use? I don't know what she used to make that bunny so beautiful and iridescent. That's Emily Midget. That'll be our question of the day that we've got to figure out. And she did something similar with this one. So they look like they're embossed. I don't know what she used to do that. And then I've got another thing by Emily, which is a picture that you can lay up on your space. She's really got a lot of the metallics going on. It looks pretty for spring. All of those makes had something in common. They all used this Blessings at Easter stamp set. Okay, now I'm going to move on to an illustrator who I found on Facebook a few years ago. He's not a card maker, he's not in our industry, but I love his art. So we are constantly going to him, asking him to draw for us. And I think that his style lends itself perfectly to bunny blessings, these like Easter themed stamps. There's the little chicks, the bunnies, there's even a cute, adorable little lamb up top. And of course, a carrot house, kind of like SpongeBob Under the Sea carrot house.
Emily Midget used the Hero Arts iridescent embossing powder to get that effect with the blue bunny.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. We're probably not going to have any of that in stock after everybody finds out. Really beautiful. Susie Plantamura. This bunny just reminds me of my childhood. Did anybody here have an animal or like a little stuffy when they were a kid? I'd love to read in the chat. If you did, what did you have? My daughter has Jimmy, who's a bear. My niece has a little dog. I think she calls him Bluey. I had a bunny, which is what made me think of all this. My sister had a doll that she called Beth. I think it was a Beth doll from back in the 70s. And I'd be curious, people who are watching, is my family weird that we all have these stuffed animals that I even went to college with the same little white blanket for my bed from my childhood. So I had this, it was shredded by the time I was in college, because by that time it was like 18 years old. So all of these projects are using this Bunny Blessings stamp set. This is a 6x8 stamp set made here in the United States, loaded with designs. Great for coloring, great to die cut, great for kids, adults. Make something, just make something, right? Make something that sits. You can make a card. This sits nicely. So this is our Bunny Blessings stamp set. Okay, I'm not done with bunnies and chicks yet. Our new illustrator designed Extra Special. This is a 6x8. I like that it's 6x8, even though the images are so cute and dainty, because the 6x8 gives us a really big opportunity to do a sentiment that's big. And those add fun impact to the front of your card. Like, look how Callie made a shaker card, and the sentiment, and it's die cut, takes up exactly the width of an A2 size card. So this bigger stamp set allows us to have bigger sentiments, even though these little chicks are so cute and tiny. I guess they're not too tiny. You can still color them pretty easily. Ask me how I know, because I like to color bigger things. So did we have anybody in the chat that was really, Chuck? A dog called Chuck? Okay. Because when I was a kid, the Chucky doll was not a good doll. So a dog named Chuck is way better than the doll. A Bobby bear. A polar bear. So Cindy had a Bobby the bear. Did somebody have an elephant? Elephants are cute too. You guys will see we've got some really cute elephant art coming up soon. So all of these are using the Extra Special stamp set. And then of course we have coordinating dies for you that are sold separately or as a bundle. Speaking of cute, one more of those cute. This is Round of Applause. So if you're a cat or a dog person, there's lots of things in here for you that are cute. There's even a cute little paw print. And you probably saw Susie's card. I think we used it in a lot of our social media marketing. Susie Plantamura. How cute that Mary put her little paws all around. And I think she used like a glaze or like maybe glossy accents to make those paws stand out. Mary cut her paws in the postage stamp dies. So that's another hot trend. I Positively Adore You with glitter paper behind the adore. Oh, this is cute. This reminds me of the Brady Bunch special. See all those windows? I guess the Brady Bunch is a line of 3 windows, 3x3. I mean, that would be a question for the audience. Who remembers the Brady Bunch? My sister and I used to come home from school every day and turn on our old-fashioned TV. You know, we didn't have a remote control for it. And watch the Brady Bunch. And oh my gosh, did we crush on those boys like there was no tomorrow. I think it was probably the first crushes that my sister and I actually talked about together, because we have a 2.5-year age difference. So we were very guarded with what we shared with each other. Love this with the postage. This would be the Brady Bunch, 3x3x3. So do we have anybody in the chat? Okay, people like the puppies. Maybe I've got a little delay. I'm gonna have a little sip of tea while you guys tell us about.
I watched the Brady Bunch. I mean, I'm 29, so like not that crazy. I mean, it was on Nick at Night when we were growing up, so it came on between like 8 and 9 p.m.
Read!
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's why we use the expression "sure Jan," just as an expression of somebody being sarcastic. So yeah, that's still around. Still get some references.
That's a fun fact, you guys. Reed watched the Brady Bunch, even though he's a young, 29 years young, that he knows the Brady Bunch. Watched after school, yes. Your kids were your remote control? Oh yeah, we were my dad's remote control too. He had one of those lazy boys, which we still love to this day, lazy boys in my family. And he would ask us very nicely to change the channel. The hard part is when he was watching sports, because, you know, there'd be one game on one channel. I think we probably had 3 channels. And then, when it was halftime or timeout, we'd switch to something else. But when my brother got old enough to throw a football across the living room, that changed, because my dad was, I don't know, we cannot be the only weird family. Literally my dad and my brother would sit in the living room and throw a football back and forth in front of the TV. And so my sister and I would often leave the room, but they would break lamps. You know, you missed the catch, you got a lamp coming over. My mom and dad were pretty free with us. I think that fostered my love of art. Like, you're not seeing very many things that I illustrated or designed today. I love to make. A lot of my makes aren't like, I don't know, on display. But one thing my mom did for me at a really young age is instilled the confidence in me to make my own art. When I made something, you know, she always was interested and wanted to know how I made it, how the process went. I had this watercolor pencil drawing that she still has in her bedroom to this day. She wanted to know what color pencils I used and all about how I did it. This interruption, one for the books, very popular too. I think Nina Marie Trapani illustrated this, really popular for us. But we can go this way if you want, Reed.
Absolutely.
So my mom always encouraged me to make art, and she let me. I remember my friends were so astonished. She let me paint on the walls in my bedroom. So I like drew balloons and clouds, not like paint my room like a color. She just let me paint on my walls, and I had glitter in my carpet, and my room was like my craft room is today. Although I haven't painted on my walls yet. I just moved in October, and I guess that would be a fun idea to actually paint on my walls. But my mom was really free like that. I'm not saying you all need to be that free with your kids, but when you encourage young people to do what they love, they get to find something that then for the rest of their lives, they get to know what they love and they get to do it. And so that really, I think, encouraged me. You know, I started Simon Says Stamp. What was it? This is our 23rd birthday month. This is our 23rd birthday. We're celebrating 23 years. So in 2002, I was doing what I loved. I was stamping and making cards and sending them to my grandma's and my mom and hanging them on my refrigerator. My sister really got me into it. And me doing something I loved, I had another job. I was a food broker, which is kind of a funny difference, but I was a food broker and I did this for fun. I would buy every color of ribbon that Stampin' Up! Had, and I didn't need every color. I couldn't afford to have every color, but I could buy every color and make sampler packs. So I would cut a yard from every color, and I would go to eBay and I would sell a sampler pack on eBay. Same thing with the eyelets. Back in the day, Stampin' Up! Used to have 200 of one color in a little eyelet container. And I didn't use 200. I didn't want 200. I wanted every color. I wanted 200, but in like 20 different colors. So I used to make little samplers of those eyelets. And that's how what is now known today as Simon Says Stamp has started, because 23 years ago, I knew what I loved. I loved to make, and I got to do that. And little by little by little, I sold these samplers or my used stamps so that I could buy new ones. And then we've got all these great people through the years who have come and joined us, like Reed and Brian and Stephanie and Nina and Sherry, so many people who now have been able to make our dreams come true by making our own products and bringing them to you. Like all these things I'm showing you today are exclusive to Simon Says Stamp. So we all had a hand in making these and bringing these to you. And it's so appropriate that this release is called Favorite Things, because it really is loaded with my favorite things: the ribbons, the bows, the beautiful pastel sequins, positively saturated inks, the foam, which allow you to die cut and raise your images so easily. I'm all about easy. So many great things in this release. So if there's no more questions about this release, I want to show you guys the next big thing that we're working on. So let's look at the chat. Okay, I'm 67 and watch that show. Oh, Brady Bunch. Okay, so we're on Brady Bunch. But I want to make sure before I move on to our really big, exciting thing that we've got, well, great story. Well, I'm a talker, so thank you guys for being so patient and listening to me talk. I think now what I'm going to do, and you'll see this table be loaded. We weren't sure that we were going to be able to do this class. I don't know if many of you have heard, but the die manufacturer, the only wafer-thin die manufacturer, at least that I know of, in the United States, abruptly closed last month. And we had a lot of product being made there. Almost all of our dies were being made there, stencils too. And so we had to shift, and we were planning on doing an Easter class, but the dies weren't going to. We suddenly found out one random day that the business had closed. And our Easter class was designed around this particular stamp set. It's called Irresistibly Cute. All of the products I'm showing you today are part of our kit. This is the kit that goes with our free Easter class. Sherry Carroll is going to be teaching live on April 11th at noon Eastern time. She is going to be using many, not all, but many of the products that are in this kit. There are going to be 2 more videos the following day that are going to stretch this kit for you. These are these beautiful dies, Irresistibly Cute. How adorable. I am showing you all of the products, and these are not available for sale yet at Simon Says Stamp. These are brand new products, including this, excuse me, Happy Birthday Bunny with beautiful florals and the coordinating dies for the Happy Birthday. None of these products are available for sale. The only way you can get these right now is if you get this kit. And this kit, which I'm gonna still keep showing you, has over $200 worth of value, and we're selling it to you for $99.99. And we're giving you a free class that you can access, anybody around the world can access on YouTube.
So it's not sold out yet, but once it is sold out, will it be restocked?
So Tara's making these kits. We have a finite number of products that she's making these kits with next week. They're gonna start shipping the end of next week. Once the kits sell out, if they sell out, we're not gonna be making any more kits. We have the products available a la carte in our store. And why we're not making, she's moving on to actually make the next month's card kit. So we're making so many of these and then we're moving on. So we have a limited number. That's why you guys who are watching me live today, you're the first people to see this. We haven't shown this anywhere. We wanted to do something special for those of you who were joining us live and who are watching our videos on YouTube on rewatch. The other people, if you took our Valentine's class with me and Nina Maria Trapani, or with Nina Trapani and me, I guess is the better English, then you are getting an email today with a link so you can be among the first to purchase this kit. I'm still showing products from this kit. It includes the Gina K glue in the bottle. We have a little brush for coloring. We've got a pumice stone, and thanks to Ranger for coming through, because there were some products I couldn't get in time. So like our Simon Says Stamp inks. So Ranger came through, and I love these oxides. They're so creamy, dreamy to blend. And yes, there is blending in the cards that Sherry's making for this class. We've got this new silver cord in the kit, and also I love our dazzling gems. So this is a pastel assortment. This is also part of the kit. Everything I'm showing you guys right now is part of this $99.95 kit. And then the class that comes with it is free. You'll get sequins in your kit. You're also gonna get the 3D foam squares so you can pop up. Some of the cards that Sherry made for you are popped up. There's gonna be a little treat bag so that anybody can do something fun, a little happy treat. And then we've got pre-scored, pre-cut note cards in our lemon chiffon, surf blue, and mint, and the full sheets of this cotton candy pink and some of the whites that are in the background. But just to remind you guys, these products are not available for sale anywhere. You are the first people to see these. They're part of our class, our Easter class. We'll have that class on Friday, April 11th, noon Eastern time. It's a free class. Hosting it on YouTube. Sherry Carroll is going to be live here in the studio with me. She will be teaching me. Sherry Carroll has been teaching longer than anybody I know. I remember taking Sherry's classes when I was barely a teenager. She's great. She can do it inside and out. She's a great teacher, and she's fun and funny. And I can't wait to be able to get to do it live, and you guys can join us. Anybody from anywhere in the world can join that class, but only a limited number of people are going to be able to purchase this kit that will go along with class. If you participate in class, there's going to be some basics you're going to want. If you like to use tweezers, you'll want to have your tweezers. You probably want to have a stamping tool if you prefer a tool, or a block if you prefer a block. You're going to need a die cutting machine, because you saw there's some dies here. So you will need to have those like necessities, the basic supplies. And I mean, we didn't want to include a die cutting machine with the kit, so we hope that you'll have that. The cards are going to be great. There's going to be projects as well on Saturday that will be extending your kit, and those will be shown on our YouTube channel as well. Some videos with other teachers that are really well seasoned in our industry and very popular. So we'll have more to come on that. Does anybody have any questions about this Create Together virtual class that's coming up?
If you are unable to attend live, can you still buy a kit?
Heck yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Watching live is great because there's no better thing than live, right? You get it's like off the cuff, so organic. But if you don't watch us live, you can watch us on rewatch and you can pause and fast forward. I mean, honestly, even if you're watching us live, you can pause me. Pause us all you want. Some people need to because they're grabbing different supplies. But you can watch on rewatch anytime. That free video is going to live on our Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel in perpetuity. We're going to keep it up for you all. So that will be there. Any other questions?
Once again, when is it available? It's available now.
Yes, we just linked in the chat the class kit, and we're not advertising it anywhere else yet. So you guys get first dibs of this kit. And then next week we will be officially launching it to everybody else. So while supplies last, though, if it sells out this weekend, we won't be able to launch it next week. But we do have a finite number, and thank you to Tara, because Tara really makes our card kit programs successful. She handles the inventory management, the production of them all, the ordering of some of the supplies. So I can't thank Tara enough because we've really been doing a lot of kits, especially class kits for 2025, and she is rocking it. And she's got 4 kids, so thank you, Tara. Okay, nobody else knows. Yes, I see somebody in the Simon chat. Nobody else knows. Yes, you guys are the ones that get to know first. We wanted to do something special for you for joining us live. Okay, anything else?
Final question from Sarah Kowalski. Individual items. So will the individual items be for sale or only in the kit?
Eventually, the individual items will be for sale individually. They are not yet. They have not been officially released yet from Simon Says Stamp. They're only available in the kit for now. So that was a good question, Sarah. Thank you. Sarah Kowalski is also one of our Simon Says Stamp family members. She's works downstairs. So thank you, Sarah. It's fun to have our family watching us too. Again, these products are made by crafters for you, other crafters, and me, who's a crafter, and Sarah, who's a crafter. So we're so lucky and blessed that we get to do this for you and be part of this with you. And thank you guys for joining me live today. I hope it was worth your time. I appreciate your energy and your enthusiasm. You keep us going. And to Reed and Brian, who always make things happen behind the scenes and are always working to make us better for you guys. So thank you, everybody. Toodaloo.